Hi everybody, it's Alicia with Expressions by Lish. Today is Thursday, July 9th, 2026, and it is Balloon Festoon class to go. Hi Peggy, how are you? So how's everybody today? Hi Lori, how are you? I am good. It is a little bit nicer out today. It's sunny today here in St. Paul, Minnesota. Oh, good. I'm glad you're good, Peggy. Um, Sunny today. Not as humid. It's still a little muggy, but nothing like it has been. So thank goodness for that. Hopefully we're kind of over that hump for give us a little bit of a break, right? Yeah. All right. So today we are doing the Balloon Festoon class to go, and I'm just going to switch to my tabletop and you can still see me up in the corner here. Today's bundle can be found on page 47 of the catalog. This catalog is the May through August 2026 catalog. This catalog is good till the end of August. Only for a few days and then the humidity is back. Bah humbug. Yeah, Peggy, I totally agree. I'm happy for the break though. I'm happy for the little bit of the break, but boy, I really don't like that humidity. So this is the bundle. It is a stamp and die set. It is the whole bundle is pretty phenomenal, but the die set is so cool because it has these huge balloons that are with it. Let me grab the dies out. Look at these, you guys. Aren't they awesome? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 balloons. Then you have 1, 2, 3. I don't know what you call. I call them accents, like that little thing that's on the balloon. And then you have these are together, and it's 2 of them together, and they die cut the balloon strings. So that's pretty cool. And then this one, the smallest one, coordinates with the balloon on the front. So that's really cool. And then it has "You did it, enjoy your day, happy birthday, let's celebrate, hip hip hooray." It's got stars and polka dots and confetti stamps, and yeah, and a little banner, a little swoosh, a little like what was that we used to use back in the day? Crepe paper to make the little loops. Oh, whenever I think, now I have to tell you guys this story. Hi Debbie, how are you? Yeah, wow is right, Peggy, right? These are pretty fabulous. When I said crepe paper, it made me think of my high school graduation party. And it was at, obviously, my parents' house. And it was in the garage, and the night before, myself, my mom, my dad, the neighbors, Ted and Becky Hume, we all put up the crepe paper on like the ceiling to cover, like, and my colors were red, white, and blue because I went to St. Cloud Apollo, go Eagles, and we put the crepe paper up. And we did, oh, it was so pretty, you guys. It just looks so nice in there. Well, the next day, with, I suppose, like the humidity and whatever, all that crepe paper that was so beautiful, it all just kind of went and like came, I don't know, it wasn't tight and curled and pretty anymore. I don't think that I have used crepe paper since then, and that was in 1991. Oh, God, I'm just going to take a drink of Diet Coke here real quick. So there's your little crepe paper story. Oh boy. Okay, let's look at today's cards. So there are 4 cards in today's class to go. When you spend $50 in my online store through Sunday, which would be what? The 12th? At midnight Central Daylight Time, you will receive these 4 card kits to go for free as a thank you gift from me. And yep, these are the cards that we'll be making. Everything that I show in today's class, you will receive to make these 4 cards. Also, you get a PDF that will be emailed to you, and you have this video to refer back to. I think that's all. Oh, and which I always forget, and I always say I'm going to do it at the end, and then I forget. But what really helped me out is if you liked or shared this video. That really helps me out a lot. And it doesn't cost you anything to do that, right? All right, let's get started, you guys. Okay, your first card kit will have, okay, a piece of strawberry slush cardstock that will be cut and scored for you for your card base. You'll receive a piece of basic white. This will be embossed with the Magic Swirl embossing folder. I think that's what it's called. It goes with the Halloween that came out, but it is just like stars and swirls, and I thought, how perfect to go with this. Hi Mom, how are you? I thought it would be perfect with the balloons, with the swirls and the stars and the little confetti. And then you'll receive a piece of basic white for the inside of your card. Another piece of basic white. This will be to stamp and die cut your balloons. Then you'll receive a piece of strawberry slush for your sentiment. And also a piece of strawberry slush, timid tiger, and lemon lime twist to cut your balloon strings. And a piece of black baker's twine for your faux bow. And I've already cut out my balloon strings. Okay, just want to set some of this stuff aside. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to fold and burnish the card base. Oh yes, it is my mom's birthday tomorrow, so that is tomorrow's her birthday. Paul and I are going up to St. Cloud to see her tomorrow. Okay, so we have that, and then we are going to take our embossed mat, and we're going to add seal to that, just like so. And I always go just a little bit lighter on the embossed piece, because when you run that through, this one isn't as bad as some because it's not a 3D folder, but if you go real heavy-handed, because the embossing changes the fibers of the paper, you can tear your paper. So I just am a little bit more careful with that. Okay, so we have that. Next, what I want to do is I want to stamp my balloons. And I'm going to grab that square piece of paper. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my balloon stamp. And then I have the confetti, the polka dot, and the stars. We're going to add to our balloons. Now, I'm going to grab a piece of scratch paper because we're going to do what is considered second generation stamping. And what second generation stamping means is that before you stamp on your, your main image, you ink up your pad, which we're going to do with strawberry slush. So you grab your ink pad and you grab your stamp and you ink it up. Okay, this right here is first generation. Okay, but we want second generation stamping, so we're going to stamp off first. So we stamp that off, and then we're going to stamp on our cardstock. And these are going to be die cut. So, oh, I have an air bubble in my stamp. Look at that. Can't have that, can we? Okay. There. I think then we're good. Now I'm going to have strawberry slush all over my hands. Okay. So there we have our balloon. Now I'm going to take the polka dot. I'm going to go first generation or full strength polka dots. And I'm going to just take it and I am going to cover up that spot like that. So it's going to look a little silly, but I'm going to add just a couple more maybe over here. And we'll go run right here. Okay, so now I'm going to clean off, because now I'm going to, and I should have started with the lighter color, you guys. But yeah, well, because if you don't get your stamp completely clean, you could get it into your lighter ink pad, and you know, I should know better, but oh well. Okay, so I'm going to shut Strawberry Slush and put that away. I'm going to grab Timid Tiger. And now, if you don't have Timid Tiger, you could for sure use Pumpkin Pie. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp. I'm going to turn it like this, just because we're going to be die cutting them. Okay, and then I'm going to take the confetti stamp. I'm going to ink that up in Timid Tiger. And I am going to, let's see, how do I want this one? I think we're just going to go like, I don't know, kind of undecisive today, you guys. Alright, let's go up here. And let's go right here. Okay, then I'm going to clean this off. Both of them might as well, right? And then I'm going to do the lemon lime twist. And you know, maybe I should give you guys a bigger piece of paper. I think I will. I think I'm going to change it to a 5 1/4 by 4, just because it's I mean, and we could you know, stamp the images after, or the little doohickeys after, but you die cut them. I just thought this might be a little bit easier. Okay, first generation, stamping off, gives me second generation, and we are going to go right here. Okay, so there's our lemon lime twist. And if you wanted to, you could go lemon lime twist and then granny, oops, I need this, and then granny apple green for your stars. That way you can just do first generation stamping. Okay. And then we're going to put some stars on our balloon. All right. And the star stamp is a little bit, I just kind of spread them out a little bit more. I'm going to close these up. Just like that. And let's get these out of our way. And we're going to pull in our big boss here. Okay. And I got new plates for my machine. I love it. Okay. And now when I get new plates, I take one of my old ones. And the old one that I use, this is always my top plate. This was always my top plate. Okay. I'm going to still use this, but I'm going to use it as my bottom plate. And then this one will be my new top. Okay, and then I only ever use this for the top, and I only ever use this for the bottom. I do flip them, but I keep this one on the top and this one on the bottom. It will not warp as much because you're keeping it the same. And then if you die cut closer to the edges, also gives you less warping on your plates. Okay, so the smallest die for the balloon, and we do have to run this through 3 times because we, and normally I stamp and die cut everything ahead, but for those of you that have never done second generation stamping, I wanted to show how I do that. Okay, look at that, you guys. It's the maiden voyage. So nice. And it's so nice, I'm sure for you guys too, not to look at that big dirty old plate there. And it's just, you know, whenever I have that, it was always like, oh God, I'm putting marks in my new plate. But that's all right. Then it just means it's well loved. Okay, and I'm just lining this one up. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm using a Post-it note to hold that into place so that it does not shimmy when it goes through and moves out of place. Okay, I'm just going to run that through. Okay, and then we're going to go, and you know what? Maybe you guys don't need a bigger piece of paper. I think this might be okay. We'll see, huh? I guess maybe when I go to put the kits together to mail out, then I'll decide. Which I'll probably give you a bigger piece. Alright, because you can always use the scrap for the other side, you know, the other little bit for a sentiment on a card or whatever. Always nice to have that basic white scrap pieces. Alright, so there we have our balloons. Aren't those cute? I think they're so cute. Okay, I'm just going to move this out of the way because we will be using that again. Alright, not quite sure why I put my dies away, but I did. Move these out of the way. Alright. Set these right here. Alright, let's get to business, right? Okay, I'm going to grab my cardstock strings. Okay. And I just threw them all in there because when you cut them, you get two. So I just plopped them all in there. Okay, so this has a little notch at the top, and it is completely your preference of how you want them on your balloon. Some people I've seen have gone completely over the little, what would be a knot in the balloon, and people have gone over the top like this, so it looks like it is going around the knot on the balloon. It's completely up to you how you would like to do that. But I am using liquid glue to adhere that. You could also use a glue dot. Okay, so let's not use that one. That one I did not make sure that I had it all cleaned up before I started. Okay, now we're going to put some glue on there. And if you guys ever do paper pumpkins and you don't, you have leftovers of those little glue dots from the paper pumpkins, those will come in handy for stuff like this as well. I know I just ran across a bunch of them. Okay, so I'm just matching up, obviously, the Timid Tiger with the Timid Tiger, and I'll do the lemon lime twist with the lemon lime twist, so on and so on. Except for that strawberry slush. Oh gosh, you guys, I tell you, at least last night I got some sleep. The night before, no. Did not get any sleep at all because we lost power, and for some reason Excel Energy thought it was very important to call us every so often to let us know what was going on when the power is going to come back on. And they called us like, I don't know, 5 times. And so the next day Paul went on the website, and we are not signed up for phone call notifications, but none of my neighbors got phone calls, so I don't know. But it was super annoying, and I did not get any sleep, and I feel much better today, but still tired. Alright, there you have it. So I'm going to flip these over, and I am going to put dimensionals on the strawberry slush and the lemon lime twist, and the Timid Tiger is going to be glued down on the card. And I'm just putting them in the center, and I'm just using one. I'm going to start with the strawberry slush, but I'm going to take the Timid Tiger, and I'm just going to go like this. And I'm going to place this one, it's just for placement purposes. Okay, I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it over, I'm going to add liquid glue, and then I'm going to put that back where I had it, and I'm just going a little bit lower. I'm going to make it kind of look like a balloon bouquet. And then we're going to take this one, and we're going to go a little bit over and down. Alright. I'm going to leave these on here until I place my sentiment. Yours won't be as long because you won't have as long of, you know, these I cut shorter, but mine I did on a larger piece today. So, okay, so we're going to take our, this is Tuxedo Memento Black ink, and we are going to stamp the sentiment, enjoy your day. So this could be anything. This could be a birthday. It could be for anything. You decide what you want it to be on the inside. And I'm going to just stamp this, and I'm going to center that in the middle. Or I guess so there's equal edges on each side. And then I am going to banner cut each end with my snips. Alright, so I'm just going to cut into the middle. And then I'm just going to go to the left corner and go up to where I cut. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to cut up. I'm going to go from the left up to where I cut, flip it over, and do the same. Alright. So now I am going to put some seal down because this will be for my faux bow. I'm just going to kind of move a couple of these balloon strings over a little bit so I can get some seal without like tearing off the strings, without wrecking them. Okay, and I'm just making a faux bow. Just like that black in there just kind of made, to me, the other colors really like pop. Okay. So now I'm just going to adjust my strings here. Alright, I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put dimensionals on each end. I'm leaving a space for the bow. Just like that. And this one got down too far. Let's go lift that up. If you don't push them down hard right away, you can still peel them up, which is nice. Okay, we're just going to place that over our bow. And let's see, I'm going to trim this end for sure. And I'm going to take a little bit off of that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip these off. Just like that. Okay. And you can, like I said, this could probably been a little bit higher, but it's just making a little bouquet of balloons. Then I'm going to use the shimmering dots, and I'm going to use these lemon lime twist ones. I'm going to take your pick tool, and I'm going to start with a big. I'm going to go right here, and then I'm going to use two littles. I'm going to go right in between, and then right up here to make my triangle. And there's card number 1. What do you guys think of that? The small balloon would be a great way to use up scraps. Absolutely, Lori. Perfect for that. And we all know, because you can cut DSP balloons, cardstock balloons. I mean, yeah, it's great use of your scraps. Okay, there's card number 1. Just kind of cleaning up my space. Oh, thanks, Peggy. Thanks, Lori. Okay, card number 2. We have some gorgeous grape and Highland Heather in our card today. So you will receive a gorgeous grape card base that will be cut and scored for you. That's this right here. You'll receive a piece of basic white for the inside of your card, a piece of Highland Heather for the front, and then another piece of gorgeous grape for the mat for your DSP. And this is the Regal's painted patterns DSP. And then you'll receive a piece of vellum to cut a balloon. And this is another piece of that from that same DSP pack for another balloon. And then I have my little bow right here. I'm going to set aside. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to fold and burnish my card base. Oh, love the purple hearts, Lori. Thanks, Debbie. Okay, so we have our card base, and I'm going to take the piece of Highland Heather, and we are going to stamp some gorgeous grape stars on the top half of our card, our mat. Okay, I'm going to take my scrap paper and I'm going to grab my stars, and we're going to clean that because I did not clean it from the last one. Okay, did everybody have a good 4th of July? It went really fast. I thought it did anyway. Oh boy, it went fast. Okay, so gorgeous grape on Highland Heather. And I am not, whichever way, I'm just going across. It's just, you could do random, whichever way you like. And I'm just doing 2 rows. I'm going to go in between where I was before, because this just kind of fits right in between. And I'm going to go a little bit on the side here. Okay, there you have your top of your, so instead of like embossing to add a little bit more depth, you could always stamp a background on your mat for your card front. And then we are going to flip that over, and we are going to add seal to that. Yes, it was a nice 3-day weekend. Yes, it was. It was very nice. We went to my Aunt Peggy's for a barbecue. It was very good. They, my Uncle Doug grilled wings and drummies, and they were awesome. They were so good. Okay, so now I'm going to take my striped piece of DSP, and this is the gorgeous grape. And what's nice is that the light, you know how they vary, like it looks like Highland Heather with it. I just really like that. Okay, so these are the same length. So I am just going to butt this up to the end. And like I do before, I'm just going to lay that down. And I'm going to flip that over. And we're going to add seal to this. Oh, but you know what? Before I do that, before I put this down on my card, I'm going to take the sentiment that says "Let's Celebrate," and I'm going to stamp that in Gorgeous Grape at the bottom before I put my paper on there. That way I won't get any ink on my paper. Okay, so let's celebrate. And now we want to stamp this in the lower right corner. And I went down low. So it's just like that. Okay, and then I can put in my my mat stack. And I'm just going to turn my card, and I'm basically going just above the sentiment I just stamped on there. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so I've already cut my balloons, and now these balloons are the, I wrote it down, I don't remember. It's not the smallest. Okay. The vellum is the 3rd smallest, and the DSP balloon is the 2nd smallest of your dies. And then I'm going to flip over my DSP balloon, and I'm going to add some dimensionals, and I think we'll do 3. And peel those off, and I'm going to put those on the vellum, and I'm just centering it. And the reason why I did that was because when I flip this over, I know where I can put my glue, and it won't show. Peggy. Well, she thought it was good. I thought, oh, she thought her dessert was awful, and my potato salad was, she didn't like her potato salad either. Exactly. It's about getting together, but I don't know. I thought, Paul and I thought everything was good. She wanted to have a do-over so she could have a different dessert. I thought that was funny. Okay, so now I'm just going to place this on the left side of my card. And I've already tied my bow, my little baby bow, and I'm going to use a glue dot for that, and I'm going to put that on the DSP balloon. I did the vellum just to, I was going to do white, but then I thought, you know, this is nice. It just kind of is enough to break it up so it didn't blend in with the card. Then I'm going to take my white gel pen and I am just going to draw an accent. I'm going to do a curved line and a dot here and a dot there. And then I'm going to add these puffy sticker stars. They're called Wonderful Stars Puffy Stickers. And now these, I'm going to use the white ones. And you can color these because I did color them with the blends. And you just, oh, excuse me. You just have to let them dry a little bit before you use them. Okay. I'm going to use up some of these from my other one. Okay, so I'm going to start with a big star right here. And I'm going to use a little one here. Then I'm going to take another big star and I'm going to put that right to the left of Let's Celebrate with a little next to it and another little up here. Okay, there's card number 2. I really like the design of this card a lot. I like the layout. So yeah, there's card number 2. And this could be, you know, any color. If you wanted it to be, like make a card for somebody, like you know that their favorite color is red, then by all means do like real red with the real red painted patterns paper. I just think that would be, I just like the monotone, the colors like that. Okay, card number 3. Here we go. Okay, so for this one, I decided on a shaped card. And I didn't do a balloon shaped one on this one. Oh, thanks, Peggy. I'm doing a banner shaped card for card number 3. So for this, I used the Party Banners dies, which are these. These are awesome. If you don't have them, you definitely should have these. These are so, oh, they make the awesome banners. Anyway, so I used this. And because this is not part of the bundle, this will be cut for you. Basically what you do is you take a banner die and you take your 4 1/4 by 11 paper scored at 5 1/2, fold it, put the die just above, no, this one, on your paper, and you want to put that just above the fold so that doesn't cut through, but it cuts everything else. That way you have your shaped card and it stays folded and it does not cut apart. So that's how I did that, but that will be done for you. And I did cut 2 mats for this card with the banner dies. So one in coast, so you'll receive in your card kit this card base that will be, oh thanks Lori, that will be done for you. You'll receive this piece of Coastal Cabana that will be cut with one of the banner dies. And this is from the Beautifully Ordinary Life DSP. That will be cut for you as well. Then you'll receive 3 pieces of DSP, the die cut balloons, Flirty Flamingo, Daffodil Delight, and Coastal Cabana. and a piece of basic white to cut out the balloon little accents. And I know I have 3 of them somewhere that I've already die cut ahead, but yeah, it's floating around here somewhere, right? It's probably in the envelope. Okay, let's pull out the card and set that here so you can see what we're making. I'm going to look in the envelope one more time. And there it is. I can see it in there. It's at the very bottom. There we go. And you could draw on with the gel pen if you'd like. Oh, and you'll receive a piece of Coastal Cabana. I forgot to put that in there. Let's see if I put it in the other kit. I bet you I didn't. Oh, okay. You'll also receive a Coastal Cabana piece. And that will be for your sentiment, because that we are going to stamp and we are going to fussy cut. So let me grab a piece of Coastal Cabana paper up here, stretching here. Okay. I don't even think I have any scraps of Coastal Cabana. I think I've used them up. Okay, so I am just going to cut off a piece for our sentiment. Now let's go 2. We don't need that much, but I'm going to go 2 inches. Let's go by 4. Yeah, 4.5. Just to be on the safe side, right? Alright, so I've already folded and burnished my card base. I'm going to take this polka dot DSP and flip that over. And I'm going to add seal to that. And then I'm going to put this on the Coastal Cabana banner mat. Then I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add seal. And we're going to put this on our card front. So this is a, pretty simple card, but it has a big wow factor because of the banner shape. And I thought, how perfect to have a banner, when for birthday, like birthday banner. I thought that was cool. Okay, so maybe I did grab the wrong, because I know I cut. Okay, hold the phone, you guys. I wonder what I did with those. I cut. I bet you I put them in the wrong pack. That's probably where my Coastal Cabana piece is. There they are. Okay, so in my original sample, I used the baker's twine, black baker's twine. However, I am running out and it is on back order. Okay, Lori, we'll talk to you later. And I cut out the paper strings to use on our balloons. So you'll also receive a piece of basic black, and it will be this one right here. That will be in your kit as well for you to die cut these. Okay. All right. First things first. We are going to add our little accent pieces with some liquid glue. And the Flirty Flamingo gets the bigger piece, because that's the bigger balloon. And in your instructions, I do say which balloon, which die I used. And then on the Coastal Cabana and the Daffodil Delight, I'm going to put the little accents on the other side of the balloons. And we're going to put one right here. Just like that. I just love these little, I don't know if that would, I should be calling them as accent pieces. I don't know what that's called when you have that little shadow on a balloon, like in any kind of like coloring or, I don't know. Okay, so all of these will have dimensionals. And we're just going to, let's see, We'll go like that. And then I'm going to put them on the right side of this because it's going to overlap. And we don't want anything to be kind of wonky. Okay. And then this one, we are going to put them just on this side right here as well. So kind of in the center, but not. I don't know if that makes much sense, but in my head it makes sense, right? Okay, so I'm going to take my first balloon and we're going to put that up towards the top left of the DSP. I love the big balloons. Okay, and then we're going to take our Coastal Cabana and we're just going to overlap that one and down a little. And then the Daffodil Delight is going to go in the middle of these two, just like so. And then you'll need 3 of these balloon cardstock strings. Let's see. And your liquid glue. And I'm just going to add the glue. Well, I'll just add them on here. Make sure I have that this way. And I'm just going to go above like that. And on this one, do the same thing. And you know, you guys, I like the cardstock ones a little better than, I'm wondering why when I made that I didn't just use the die. I don't know, I probably forgot. And then we're going to do the same thing on this one. Okay, and then, whoops, I didn't let that one sit long enough, I guess. There. And we're going to trim these off. Okay, now for your sentiment. To fussy cut this, I'm going to use Happy Birthday. And I already have this loaded on my block, but first thing I'm going to do is I am going to stamp it. And I'm just going to go right in the center. I love this font. This cursive is so pretty. Okay, and then I am going to clean it because I'm going to put my stamp back over the top and I'm going to trace around it. Kind of like making a bubble over something, like you're making your shadow. Okay, so I've cleaned that off. I'm making sure it's dry before I put that back over my paper. Ask me how I know to do this. Okay, then I'm going to grab a pencil and I'm just going to set this right over the top of where I just stamped. I'm going to put one finger here and I'm just going to take my pencil and trace around. And you do not have to be perfect with your tracing because you're going to cut that anyway. So it's just another way to give you a guideline if you have a harder time fussy cutting and you just need a little a guideline. This is the perfect way to do this. Just put your stamp and trace it. And then you kind of know how much also. And where to turn your scissors. Because a lot of people just really, I mean, fussy cutting is okay, but it's not my favorite. I mean, I would rather not fussy cut, but. And then whatever, if you don't when you're fussy cutting this, if you don't get it everything off, you can erase it. And I'm just trimming this up. It's easier for me to fussy cut with less around it. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna start, and you move the paper, not the scissors. And I'm just following that pencil line. And I'm going below it. So if there is, I don't have to worry about erasing any of it, because they have plenty of space. And as you can see, I'm just turning the paper, not the scissors. I mean, obviously you have to move the scissors, but you're moving the paper more than you are the scissors. First time I saw a demonstrator trace the stamp, I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? Her name is Jamie Babarsi, and honest truly, she is like the best fussy cutter I have ever seen fussy cut anything. You would never know she fussy cut it, and she fussy cuts a lot. Like, even if she has the die for something, she'll fussy cut it. It's amazing, but she's like really good at it. Okay. Around, oh, that's a little bit too rounded. Yeah, I'm being a little bit persnickety here. Okay, and there we have our happy birthday. I think that comes out pretty good with tracing the sentiment. So now I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to use mini dimensionals on this. And I'm sure there's space for some big ones, but this just, I know these are going to fit. And we're just putting, probably going to use 5 of them. 5 minis. And then we're going to peel the backs off of these. And then I'm going to take my bows, my cardstock, now that they're all glued down, and I'm making them, putting them together, bunching them up, and then I'm going to put my happy birthday right over the top of that. They'll stay, and then if you need to, you can still trim off if you didn't trim enough before, because you don't want that to hang off the bottom of your card. And there, okay, nope, I was going to say there's card number 3, but you know what? We still have to put some embellishments on there. And I'm going to use the array of dots. These actually coordinate with the DSP. And I chose the lemon lolly ones. And I'm going to go a big one. And then I'm going to go another big one. Actually, there's 3 sizes, I think. Yeah. Huh. I could have used the different sizes. Well. And then there's one there. So now there's card number 3. What do you guys think? I really like it. I like the banner shape of the card. I like that a lot. All right, you guys, card number 4. This one, we are going to make a balloon shape, but not the whole card, just the front panel, with our big giant balloon dies that I absolutely love. Thanks, Debbie. I got to take a sip of Diet Coke, you guys. Okay. In your card kit, you will receive 2 pieces of Barely Blush cardstock that is cut and scored. These are 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. You need 2 of them. This is the Artisan Garden Sketch DSP for your mat. Then you'll receive a piece of basic white for the inside of your card. You will receive 2 stylish shape banner labels. You'll receive a basic white and a basic black. Those will be die cut for you. And then you'll receive this piece of 2x2 basic white to cut an accent piece for your balloon. Okay, first things first is we are going to do our main card base. I just love Barely Blush and black together. Ugh, it's so pretty. I love this color of pink. Okay, so we have that. And then I'm going to fold and burnish the second one, but I'm going to set that aside because we are going to cut our shape. And that's this right here, see? And so the front of the card says hip hip hooray on the inside, let's celebrate. And then the inside, I mean, you could put another sentiment if you'd like, is your piece of basic white. So it's like 2 cards in one. Okay, so I'm going to take my DSP and I'm going to add seal to it. And we're going to place that on our card, leaving even margins all the way around. See, oh, I just love that. I love this black, and these dots on here aren't like completely perfect circles. Oh, so pretty. Okay, then I am going to stamp on my sentiment, let's celebrate. I have to clean it because I used it on my other card. Now there are 2 other sentiments. There's you did it and hip hip hooray. So if you'd like to use a different sentiment that's in the bundle, you know, go for it. I just liked let's celebrate. I'm going to stamp that in Tuxedo Memento black ink, and I'm going to go right in the middle of the this banner sentiment label. And I'm going to set that aside with that. And then I'm going to close this up, and we are going to bring in the embossing machine again, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. It's just like I made the that banner card, but this one you're actually going to see how I do it because you have the dies for this one with the bundle, so you'll make this one. Okay, so you want your card to be folded, and that's why I did the top fold. Well, thanks, Peggy. Yes, Peggy, I love the polka dots and that. Oh, just love it. Okay, so I'm going to grab my dies, and then let's see if I can, which one I used. I don't know if I used this one or not. I did. Okay, so this is the second largest balloon. Then I'm going to grab some Post-it tape, and I am centering this on my card, and I don't know, can you tell? I have just a tiny gap at the top so that that does not cut through, and we'll still have our fold. And then I'm going to place my plate number 3 on top, so you have your main base, you have plate number 2, and then your sandwich of both panels, which are, or both plates, which are number 3. Okay. Oh, that's nice to have new plates. It just seems like everything's smoother, and I'm sure it's just all in my head. Okay, so peel this off of here, and let's move this out of the way. Okay, before we attach that to our card, I want to stamp on it. Okay, and there we have our folded card. Now, this would be so cute as invitations, like for a party, the folded card base. You could probably use the bigger one. All right, let's get this out of the way. I'm going to put this on the magnet sheet before I lose it. All right, so I'm going to take that polka dot, and I've already cleaned it off from the last time. I'm going to use Barely Blush, so I'm going color on color. And I'm going to grab my scrap paper. Let's see what we're doing here. And I am just going to randomly put dots all over the card, the balloon fold. And we're just adding polka dots. Just like that. And then every once in a while I might flip the stamp over. So we're making our own DSP, right? Let's kind of move it like that to fit that in there. And I think I want one more right there. So there we have our balloon. And then in the inside, and because it is a lighter color, I didn't need to cut a white balloon. You definitely could just use the one size down, so use the third largest. I'm going to grab my black, and we are going to use Hip Hip Hooray. And you know what? I have that over here. I did not mount that one. I forgot that I used that. Okay. Hip Hip Hooray. Okay, and we're going to put that towards the top. Kind of give you enough space to write. If you don't want that much space to write, then move it down. Okay, I'm just going to mount this. I'm going to use black ink for my sentiment. Just going to go like that. Oh, isn't that pretty? That thicker hooray. And then you could either use these dots, and you know, the inside of this one I used the confetti, but since we didn't use, oh, you know what? I'm going to use the banner. I haven't used the banner yet. Let's use the banner. Okay, I'm just going to grab a block, and I'm going to mount this. I'm going to grab my Barely Blush, and I'm just going to put these at the top. Okay, and I am going to go one like this way. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, so cute. And we're just going to kind of go like this. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Okay, now let's take these little dots. Let's use our stamps, right? And you could use the confetti, which maybe I should. Yeah, I think I'm going to still use the confetti. And it is clean. I'm just going to use the Barely Blush again. And I'm just going to go like that and just kind of put them in between. That. I'm going to fold that over so I don't get it on the top. Oh yeah, that's cute. And we're going to go a little bit further down on the side. There. So now we have it decorated on the inside. I think that's cute like that. I like that little banner. Mom, I don't know if you came in right away, but I was telling the story when I was showing them this. It reminded me of when you twist crepe paper. And it reminded me of my high school graduation party, and when we decorated the garage and we put all that crepe paper on the top of the inside of the garage, and it all just went whoosh the next day. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put seal on this, making sure that I get seal on this little knot of the balloon, but make sure that it's not, you don't have any exposed glue. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to turn it upside down because I want to line this up with the DSP. And just making sure that it's centered. Okay, so there we have our 2 cards in one. Now we're going to take, this is the basic black banner that will be cut for you because it's from the Stylish Shape Dies, and I'm just cutting this in half. And then I'm going to flip that over like this. And I'm going to put these on each end like that. But let's see, I think I want a dimensional on them. Okay, so we are going to put a dimensional. I want to make sure I'm using the front of them. Put one there and one here. I'm going to peel these off, and then I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to decide how much I want sticking out, because it has to fit on the front of the card too. You don't want it sticking over because then it won't fit in the envelope. I think that will work. Yep, and then I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to put dimensionals just on the center of the white. Okay, we're going to put that in the middle-ish of our balloon. Then I'm going to take the little white accent, I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to add some liquid glue. Or not. God, I can't believe how fast that dries. I know if I squeeze it any harder, seriously, it's gonna all just come gushing out, and I don't want that, so let's just add a little bit of seal to it. Yeah, that worked. We're gonna go up here. Just make sure you don't have the exposed glue. Okay, and then I used for this card, I know it's going to sound strange, but I used the adhesive back bats, ghost and dots, because I wanted black dots. And this has black dots. And now these are all the same size. And I'm just going to put 2 here. Okay, that one didn't have glue with it. I think I didn't grab it off of the sheet right. And then we're going to take one and put it right here. And there you have it. There's card number 4. What do you guys think? What is your favorite card? Let me bring these all out again, and we can decide which one is our favorite. So here's our first card. And then we had the second card, which was the gorgeous grape. Our third card was the banner. Debbie, you love all of them? Yeah, I like them all too. And then if I had to pick a favorite, I would have to pick this one because I like the colors so well. And I like the extra flip. But I don't know, I guess I like them all too. So, thank you guys for joining today. This is the Balloon Festoon Class to Go. When you spend $50 in my online store through Sunday at midnight, you'll receive these 4 card kits as a thank you gift from me for placing your order. Peggy loves them all, but the last 2 special cuts. Yeah, they're pretty fun, aren't they? Yeah, I think so. If you need any information, like my information, what I used in this class, in this video down below, if you click on details, it will list everything that I've used for this class and my information, my website, my blog, so on and so forth. So I'm just gonna All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Next week, next Thursday is going to, not a class, it's going to be Coffee Break and Cards with Lish. I have not decided what I should do yet. I was going to do a fun fold, and I thought, oh, I don't know. But then I thought, well, maybe if anybody was interested, I would do the hot foil, the new hot foil system. I could make a card using that. So let me know what you guys are interested in. If there is a certain technique that maybe you have seen and you've never tried before, let me know. I'll absolutely make that as part of my Coffee Break and Cards next week. I'll probably put something on Facebook, kind of like a little survey asking people what they would like to see next week. All right, you guys, thanks a lot for joining, and we'll see you next Thursday. Talk to you later. Bye.